What's going on, people of the internet? My name is Wolfgang, and welcome back to Wolfgang Reviews with special guest.
Keegs cosplaying art, guys. How's it going, fellow hunters and slash fellow people of the internet out there? As you can probably tell, we're doing a kind of a double intro. In case you guys don't know, this is going to go on both of our channels, which is going to be pretty exciting. It's the first review Ryan and I have done together. We have done some previous ones in the past, but unfortunately, due to certain circumstances, those files are, shall we say, no longer viewing the light of day and stuff.
Yes, because I was an idiot and didn't have my sound on the entire
Oh,
time.
no, it's all right. It's all right. Hey, no one's an idiot. No one's an idiot. People make mistakes. That's the one thing, fundamental thing.
Yeah.
But in case if you guys don't know what we're going to talk about, we're actually going to talk about a recent movie that came out. Well, one of the recent movies that came out early. I put that in quotations. Called Monster Hunter. If any of you don't know Monster Hunter, then buckle up because I've got a treasure trove of knowledge from the first game and stuff like that. But anyway, this is a movie review. So anyway,
Yes, this is a movie.
yeah. But yeah, we got like some things we want to talk about the movie, especially from the cast to story to creatures. Oh my God, creature design, and this it gets me all the way because the way how the creatures were done was just phenomenal in this movie.
I agree with you.
All right. So what should we start first? You think?
Um, let's talk about the beginning of the movie. Do you want to do spoilers in this?
Oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Okay. Before we do that, I'm gonna point. I'm gonna post in the alarm, the giant alarm system and the spoiler alert system because if you have not seen the movie, I highly recommend you go see the movie. It's not the best movie to me, but it's a great movie if you are a fan of the games and stuff. But yeah, let's start right into it. Um, I
So,
gotta say that. Go ahead. Go ahead.
no, you go first. You go first.
Okay. I want to say that beginning scene at night in the sand was phenomenal to me because there was so much throwback to that from Monster Hunter Tri. That boat, how it had the I'm gonna have to find an image of it. But yeah, if you remember if you've ever played like Monster Hunter Tri, you went on a sand boat and you had to fight an elder dragon on that on in the sand, which is pretty cool. It was basically just like fighting a whale in the water almost. But anyway, where they were going was very interesting. Of course, I want to say like we got a lot of cameos brought in from Monster Hunter World itself. We actually got a lot of cool characters. We had the handler back. I saw her in there. We had Hunter, who was played by Tony J. He did a phenomenal job, I thought.
Yeah, Tony
How
Jaa did an awesome job in this movie.
Yeah, he
Awesome.
he was he was great in his own way. I love the way how he was a hunter, like he was that seasoned veteran hunter and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And then and then, but and where they were going was very interesting. Now, spoilers if you guys don't know, that's called the Sky Tower. Because we had watched the movie, and I did a very the Sky Tower is actually a very interesting thing. We'll get into that a little bit later, but right now,
Mm.
that's basically where you go to fight all the Elder Dragons in like Freedom Unite and a bunch of the Frontier games. You fight Elder Dragons and special class monsters up on the top of that tower, and it literally like takes you all the way up there, which is pretty cool stuff. Like if I can find images of that area from Freedom Unite, I'll put them in probably Ryan's video and my video, or I might do a separate video where mine just shows more of detail if you guys don't understand anything, stuff like that. But yeah,
Yeah, interesting. Like, I didn't know the Sky Tower was a thing in the games. I thought that they just made that up for the movie. But,
it's a huge thing. Like you get to fight a lot of Elder Dragons up there, like which is very crazy. Like as well. Like now, I want to talk about the first attack, like the first introduction to the monsters that we got to see.
yeah.
Now, do you know what those ones were called, Ryan? We heard
Uh, Diablos
yeah, the
and
Diablos.
I can't remember the other one.
They were Diabloses. Both of them were.
Both of them were.
Yeah, they were regular Diablos. Like
Yeah.
whole the way I was like so anticipating, like, is this going to be a scary moment, or is this going to be a moment like we're going to go like you're going to go like headstrong into this, like if you've never played a Monster Hunter game, this is what it's like. But man, they were really attacking that boat like crazy, like, and that's the thing I have to say about the Diablos, and I'll explain it a little bit more about that monster once we get a little bit more to that scene. Diablos are very territorial monsters, and they have a habit of digging in the sand. They can't fly, even though it looks like they have wings. They do have wings. They just can't. They can't fly. They swim in the sand basically, and it's just really really incredible um how it's just like they're attacking the boat and everyone's hanging on for dear life. That is pretty much like how it happened in the beginning of Monster Hunter World when you were going to the new world in the start of the game. It's
Yeah.
like the Zora Magnaros comes out of the water and it's just crazy. It just goes all hell. And that's basically kind of what happened here. And this is what starts you into the adventure of Monster Hunter. And you've seen people getting falling off and getting impaled by the horns. It's like, oh my god, you never see that in the game, but and the possibilities. I'll say that.
Yeah, the possibilities. And I would like to say, after that scene is where it got, like, generic Transformers for me. Like, the soldiers with the guns, I didn't like any of that.
Yeah,
I,
yeah. All right, we'll get to that part in a minute. How they got to the world was very interesting. We'll still talk about that a little later on for
yeah,
people who are just beginning this review for us. But yeah, when they got transported and those stones and stuff, I thought it wasn't a bad way to like say, here's a storm, it's powerful, it's a way to transport matter. Like you kind of have to think like I'm probably going too in deep with this just because it's a movie and I'm being a fan and stuff. You have to find a way to somehow break space and time a little bit, I think. I could be wrong,
mm,
but you have to transcend those possibilities and somehow be able to manifest in a way to another world, probably made no sense with that, but in a way I hope people get what I'm trying to say.
mm.
but but yeah, like as soon as they got there it was like pretty crazy. They found Bravo team and immediately they were all burned to the ground, and I'm thinking like I know one monster that can just burn an entire truck easily
Yes, but
because they
we
were
will get to that later on.
yeah, we'll get to that monster later on, unfortunately. So whoop. And what I really liked was the attention to detail on the ground when the soldiers were like investigating the area. They were doing what soldiers do, like if something bad happened in a war zone or something like that. They analyze the situation. They're trying to find out what's going on, where they are, what's working, what's not working, stuff like that. What I did like, did you notice that the guy said his compass was even the radio wasn't working and the compass was like all fidgety?
Yeah, the compass wasn't active and everything. Yeah, 'cause
That was a really really good attention to detail right there. I feel like that kind of would make sense in a way.
yeah,
Like it kind of like made sense like in Pirates of the Caribbean at World's End when Jack was in Davy Jones's locker, he opened his compass and his compass was just spinning around and around and around and around. Like kind of like it wasn't pointing to the thing he wanted most, basically.
yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of really cool. Now, I want to say this like the next scene like oh my gosh, like when they said like there was they stopped where there were giant bones. Now I want to actually say that's a monster that was alive at one point. It's called the Diamoran, and it's a giant whale type elder dragon that you fight. And oh my god, it's interesting to fight, but you fight him in 4 ultimate or in 4. If you played 4 or in 4 ultimate, which 4 Ultimate had an expansion to it with the original game in it, so it had an expansion story to it, which is pretty cool. And the Diamoran, he was an Elder Dragon boss, and I'll say this: do not fight him solo. Do not fight him solo, even if you have a good weapon. If you can do it, I guarantee you, you cannot beat him solo. I'm just gonna say that right now.
Mm.
Oh yeah, but yeah, that was really. And then but yeah, that was the skeleton of him. I could tell by the shape of the bones and the skull that was jutting out. he has this very like long kind of point at the end of his skull. So that's how you can tell. If you go back through the trailer footage, I'm pretty sure you can find it where they stop and you see that giant structure there. So yeah, that was pretty cool. Yeah. Well, what are your thoughts, Ryan?
Okay. I have some things that I didn't like about it, and some things that I really, really did, and wish there was
Okay.
more of.
hmm
First of all, I think the movie was too short.
It yeah, it kind of did feel short, but at the same time, I don't know why it felt kind of long to me a little bit. Like I don't know, maybe I was just so engrossed with it that I felt like it was taking me on a journey.
Me
Like
too,
I
but
don't know.
maybe that's why I felt it was short. And my mom
hmm
felt it was short. My mom went and saw this movie with me. Shout out to my mom. Yeah. Um,
Yeah.
you know, I didn't like the beginning with the whole military stuff, and every time they used a gun, I was like, that's not what you're supposed to do.
Well, I'll say this, like there are guns in Monster Hunter. So you have bow guns and you can actually you actually have big guns and you sometimes have bows as well, which are pretty cool. So it does kind of bring in that similarity, but bullets don't really do well. I don't know what kind of rounds they were using against, especially okay, we're getting to the next scene as well. The Diablos. When it came out of the sand and you hear that scream, oh my god, it like sends a shiver down. And if for those of you who don't know, if you've seen the movie and if you heard it scream like that, that is the original sound effect of the first Diablos in Monster Hunter 1 when it was a bonus monster that you fought the
Yeah,
first game and in Freedom Unite too.
yeah.
So yeah,
Interesting.
and it's called it's a subspecies of Diablos as well. It's called the Black Diablos. Now, according to the game's information, Diabloses are all female, and the black one is supposed to represent that they're in heat. So they're kind of a little bit agitated, as I would say,
Yeah.
and a little bit more aggressive. So if you see one, run or you'll die. That's what I'll say.
Yeah.
Because you will die from this thing if you are not prepared to hunt this thing. I think out of all the Diablos I fought normal one the most, and I fought that one the least bit because it's such a pain to fight. Like memorizing the movesets is one thing in the game, but seeing it in the movie, like just it was just like bullets were doing nothing to this thing. This thing is armored for a reason. It's got armor all over its body and everything. It's absolutely like very much shows you that you're out of your elements and you need to adapt quickly to take this thing down. But yeah,
Mm.
what I really like also, I'm sorry if I'm kind of like jumping into a little bit about this, is the eyes. We get to see the eyes a lot, which was a really good idea. I thought that they did because in you don't get to see the Diablo's eyes in the game very much. They just kind of glow when you get a good look at them. You don't get a very good look at them in the game. So that's a very good attention to detail there. But yeah, I mean, and it was pretty insane like how he was it was she was chasing them all the way to the bony structures of the sand like island, which was interesting. And then you see like Tony, he just like grabs that bow and like he does that such an amazing shot right to the horns. Should have like crippled the horns, but yeah, it was absolutely amazing of a
Yeah,
shot. Yeah,
yeah, I gotta say, anytime any of the characters from Monster Hunter are on screen, that was very good of the movie to do that and
yeah,
focus on that because and Tony Jaa and the rest of the cast did a really good job, and I like
yeah.
some of the comedy with Mila Jovovich and Tony Jaa with the
Yeah.
him not
Oh yeah, Melina
understanding
Jovovich,
her.
she did an amazing job. I
Yeah,
won't discredit her. She does an amazing job in anything she did. She did an amazing job in the Resident Evil movies, and she did an amazing job here. I thought, which was really
yeah,
awesome. And yeah, it was just absolutely like incredible of the characters, like especially character development, which is pretty cool. Like that's something you never really get from the Monster Hunter series. I feel like you get your own because you're the hunter. You're the hunter. Everyone is looking up to you. They want you to take on these tasks and stuff like that. It's too dangerous for everyone else. You're the only one who can do it and stuff like that. It's pretty cool.
Yeah.
But
Uh,
yeah, as soon as like yeah, all right, let's talk about the next scene. As soon as the sun was going down, they were already like they were starting to freak out. They were starting to like know what's going on. Oh my god, it turned into a horror movie. I thought
yeah. But the
it was
spider
like
scene, yeah.
yeah. Oh my
All
god,
the spiders
Nursilla,
underground, yeah, that was like
Nursilla.
Mandalorian
Oh my
season
god.
2.
Oh my god, that was like oh my yeah, exactly like from Mandalorian season 2. Oh my gosh,
Yeah.
holy crap! Like I'll say this: those spiders they're called Nursilla, and there are not that many you have to fight in the movie. I'll say that. Oh my gosh, they are. They're kind of, but what it says is kind of true, like which is interesting. The way how they kill the soldiers, like that's pretty much how they attack you in the game. Well, one attacks you. I'll say this: in the game, Nursilla is about twice the size of these ones in the movie. It's about twice the size. It's a very big spider. It's got poison spikes on its back, and what we saw, we did see in kind of. It's kind of hard to see, but the Nursilla, they do have those spikes on their back, which drips poison, and they have Stinger, which obviously kind of puts you to sleep or kills you or poisons you. It depends on that. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is terrifying. And when Melina just gets stung again, and then it's just she wakes up and she's in the nest. Oh my god, that was so like
It kind of reminded me of the alien films.
it did in a lot of ways, but
The
yeah, it
cocoon,
was
yeah.
it was definitely one of those moments where you see a lot of bones on the ground. You're in something's lair and you don't know if you're gonna make it, and then Melina gets her sniper guy. I forget his name. Um, yeah, I was surprised to see him alive as well. And oh my god, when he said something hurt, and oh my god, it was like there aren't spider eggs on his body, are there? And I'm like, oh my god, what the fudge?
Yeah.
That is so fucked up. I
Yeah.
mean, excuse my language. I'll censor myself in my version, but
Yeah,
that
you
was
may have to
messed.
censor that in mine too, but
Yeah, I'll
anyway.
censor yours.
Yeah.
I'll even censor it. Don't worry. But oh my god, that was like messed up. I'm sorry. That's just I don't know if spiders do that in real life, but that just makes my fear of spiders even more now.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, the biggest spider that has been known to exist was the size of a human head, and that's a bit terrifying.
Yeah.
Like it's like those stupid not stupid the sci-fi movies of those tarantulas, how they got giant and stuff like that and stuff like
Yeah.
it's just like that. But yeah, what was really cool is like when she got out of the nest and she actually got into sunlight. They don't like sunlight, so I thought that was a nice touch. Like, yeah, they are nocturnal creatures, and seeing how Tony was able to survive for as long as he could or the hunter, seeing how he survived as long as he could, it made sense. Yeah, those things, they don't mess around.
No, they don't. Mhm.
Oh yeah, I was feeling so bad for Melina's character at this point because I was like, yeah, you pretty much lost everyone. You're stuck on an island full of spiders, and there's something waiting outside in the desert. A Diablo's waiting to kill you.
Yeah.
So yeah, what's next? What could go wrong in the world of Monster Hunter at this point? Oh man,
Mm.
exactly. It definitely shows you do not want to be defenseless in this world, or you are going to die.
And you do
Oh
not
man.
want to have an M16 in this world.
Nope. No, you don't. You want a bow gun. You want a bow. You want an
Yeah.
insect glaive. You want a long sword. You want a great sword. You want a switch axe. You want a dual blades. You want oh my god. You want all the weapons. All of the weapons. I'll say that.
All of the weapons, yes.
And you know what? Let's actually talk about props a little bit. I noticed how all the weapons. Any Monster Hunter fan could probably get this. They were all bone weapons, which are pretty useful and
Yeah.
actually kind of makes a bit more sense because that's like the first I think next weapon set you upgrade to. Like one of the big weapons he had was a jaw blade, and that's what the great sword is called when you get the bone jaw blade. It's called the jaw blade, and it's actually it's pretty recognizable throughout the Monster Hunter series. It's just basically it just looks like a jaw piece of a bone, and you just use it to basically hit things with it. But yeah, um, yeah,
Yeah,
it's
I
pretty
thought the
cool.
costuming and the weaponry was really cool in this film, and I thankful that they loo- looked at the games. The director obviously probably played the games or looked at some of the art before they made the movie, and I'm glad they did that because that was really cool. The costuming and the weaponry was really
Yeah,
cool in this film.
yeah, it was Paul Wes Anderson. I know he was with I think two of the directors of Monster Hunter. He showed them. I think there's a video up on YouTube as well that he showed. I believe the concept of the cinematic compared to the game footage, and I believe I won't so don't misquote me. Go watch the video for yourself, guys, in case you're wondering. But yeah, I mean it was like it was crazy, like how close of a comparison to each of the two monsters there were, and that was just absolutely amazing. Like for $60 million of a budget for a movie, you could probably do a lot more with that. But then again, like I don't know about making movies, so but when you have a certain budget, when you have like certain types of that, it's pretty amazing. Surprisingly, this movie wasn't supposed to come out until next year, which was interesting for me.
Yeah,
I'm
I,
guessing. Yeah, go
I
ahead.
guess with everything being pushed back, that they wanted to push Monster Hunter a bit forward because movies have been scarce this year.
Yeah, and hopefully it'll make some money in the box office and stuff like that
Yeah,
for some people and stuff like that. Because when I went to it, I still had to wear my mask. So yeah, I wasn't say it was. It's not a pain. It's just a thing we have to tolerate if we have to wear like masks at a movie theater and stuff like that.
yeah.
It's not just for our protection; it's for everyone's protection and stuff like that.
Hmm.
And that's what I think some people fail to understand is like how much of a dire situation that is,
Yeah.
how much dire this coronavirus is. But anyway, back to the movie.
PSA,
Yeah,
ladies and gentlemen. PSA.
yeah, a little bit of PSA moment. Back to the movie. I'm gonna edit. I'm gonna edit something in there, hopefully, to make it a little bit more funny. Like to
Yeah,
have a monster like saying, what about getting back to the movie or something?"
yeah,
I'm gonna edit something, but yeah. Oh yeah. But anyway, that whole fight scene with Tony and Melina. Oh my god, it was that was like a really great like action fight scene between two people. That was awesome.
yeah.
Like
Good kung fu or martial arts in that,
yeah,
cause
a lot of martial arts
to,
involved, especially like when his hands were bound as well, how he still fought as well. That was pretty incredible.
yeah,
I have to feel like it was better than all the Resident Evil movies, hand to hand combat wise.
yeah. Hot take. I haven't seen. I mean, I know about the Resident Evil movies, but I haven't sit down and watched the Resident Evil movies.
They're okay. The games are better, I'll say that. But if you're a game fan, the movie's kind of nostalgic a little bit. But the movies sometimes there are some things that are recognizable that they straight up copied. Now, me saying that, I'm not hating on the movies at all. I'm just saying that it kind of was just my opinion about like how it was treated and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
yeah. But
Yeah.
anyway, sidetrack.
Anyway,
Well,
sidetrack. Back to the movie. All right. Yeah. Great hand-to-hand fight combat scene and great like understanding between two people who probably lost everything and need to get each other's backs. And that's how you basically. And this is how the party system kind of works in Monster Hunter. And I really did like how they needed to get supplies from the truck. But the Diablos was out there still patrolling. Now, I want to say that the reason it's patrolling is Diablos are very territorial as well. That's why there is an ecological video. I'll find and see if I can edit it in of two Diablos butting horns with each other, kind of like a Triceratops, kind of like we've seen videos of recreations of Triceratops butting horns with each other. It's kind of like that. So I gotta see if I can find that ecological video and if I can edit that in so that you guys can see it. See how like, and that's not just, it's kind of like an ecological video. Whenever Monster Hunter did it, they kind of made these I think they had these animations for them, which was pretty interesting at the same time. But at the same time, uh it does show like what these things could be in the wild and stuff like that. So yeah, this one was obviously patrolling, using the island as its territorial hunting ground, basically. Even though they're actually not predators, they're vegetarians. If that's a surprise, they are vegetarians. But yeah,
Yeah. So anyway, when they got to the actual Monster Hunter like realm or whatever, I like
yeah,
those parts of this movie,
yeah.
and
That was like really great.
that alone is worth watching the movie
Yeah,
itself.
it definitely, yeah, it definitely is worth like watching those parts again as well, especially seeing Tony actually like train Milia and how to like fight and stuff with, especially with the dual blades. It's really cool because the dual blades are like, even when they went on fire, that's the demon dance mode. And you guys don't know the demon dance mode. It's a really good, it's kind of a risk and reward thing. You can do crazy attacks with it, but at the same time it depletes your stamina.
Yep.
Yeah, the dual blades are fun, and I thought that was really cool how they had like that training montage. It was just fun. It was just fun to like see a moment like, yeah, you're getting ready to get to jump into the shoes of being a monster hunter and stuff like that.
Yeah. And then
And
they actually do get to the Monster Hunter world, and they meet like all the characters and Ron Ron Perlman, Pullman, Hellboy, isn't it?
yeah,
And he did a good
he's the
job.
admiral. He
And
he's the admiral that you meet in Monster Hunter World. The admiral. He's
oh
that
yeah,
same guy.
Monster Hunter World, yeah,
Yeah, yeah. He's actually, he plays that character, which is pretty cool. I think is a really good casting choice because. But yeah, like the Diablo's fight. I gotta talk about that. We gotta talk about that. I think because
yeah,
that was like very interesting. It was like, that's very interesting. Like, you're on the ground and you're in the sand, and it senses the movement, and you have to wait for it. Now, of course, they got the Narcilla. They captured the Narcilla, and they cut off its tail to use the poison or the stinger to either poison it or put it to sleep. I think it was poison, and it was really interesting how Tony was running. Of course, Diablos comes out of the ground. He aims and takes the shot. It's just, and he aims for the eye. I'm like, oh man, what a shot!
yeah. That scene was cool, and he got Diablo's right in the eye.
Yeah, and plus, I think that's a good way to get its weak spot because I think its eye is its weak spot actually at this point because that head is armored.
Yeah,
It's got two large horns. One of the horns is broken off, of course, but it's got those two large horns. It's got that frill that's made of armor shell, which is interesting, and it's just like, oh my god, seeing but even seeing like Milia actually taking the RPG and shooting it right in the face, I'm like, yeah, that's not going to do anything to it.
I was like, yeah, that's the move. Don't do that.
Like,
I was like,
you have explosive rounds in the game. Like, you shoot it at a monster and it will explode, but it doesn't like. It's not easy. It's not that easy.
it's not
I'm not
easy.
much of a bowgun user in the game, but I'm not much of a aerial. I'm not much of a bow gunner or a bow person in that game really. I'm more of an up close and personal kind of person when it comes to that game.
Yeah, I'm
So
more
it's
of
just,
a dual blades myself, but
yeah, yeah. The dual blades, great. I'm dual blades, great sword, long sword.
yeah,
Sometimes mace, if you want to give them the Brooklyn, as I
and
call it.
battle axe for me. Dual
Yeah.
blades and battle axe for me.
Oh yeah, the
Like,
battle axe is good. Battle axe is good. Yeah. But yeah. I thought that was pretty cool how like Tony just got on the back of the head and then just straight up execution style, just put the sword in its head. And I'm
oh
like,
yeah,
oh
that
my
scene
god,
was the best scene in the movie. Like,
that
yeah,
has to be. that has to be one of the best like Monster Hunter inspired scenes in the movie.
That made me want like a Shadow of the Colossus movie.
I know, right? It's just like, and then Melina uses the grappling hook to actually grapple up, and then just hanging on for dear life. Yeah, you're gonna hang on for dear life, and then you just shove it into the brain of it, and then it's just dead. I'm like,
Yeah.
now go carve its remains and build yourself better weapon and armor,
I was
just to
th-
be safe.
I was thinking that when I saw that scene. I was like,
Yeah, like when it died.
you need to build better armor.
Yeah, I know, right? Like, now go, now carve its bones and armor so you can get its weaponry, just to be safe.
Yeah.
Yeah. But yeah, that was actually a really great scene, and like, it, even though Tony was like hurt in the process, or the hunter was hurt in the process, it's like I liked how she like carved the shell from it to use it as like a thing to pull, as like a sleigh basically to pull him. Like that was a really smart idea actually.
Yeah.
I feel like I feel like the walk through the sand dunes was not the best. Like I get it, it was kind of like that go on the journey kind of feel, but the music itself, the music kind of still kept me amped, still kept me in the scene. I felt like.
Yeah. Some of those parts were kind of lame with the sand journey. Like, yeah, it was like not that good, but
Uh-uh. But
they
yeah,
could they could have edited that down a little bit.
a little bit to probably add more of what they could have. Who knows? Maybe they have more unedited stuff that they have yet to pull. But yeah, I love when they got to the watering hole, and did you see that little shark thing jump out of the sand?
Yeah.
That's called a cephalos. That's a monster. It's a monster you have to fight in. Oh, excuse me. Monster Hunter. It's not in the newer games. It was brought back in 4, but it's Cephalos, and it has a alpha called Cephalodrome, which is more of a black and color version of what they look like. But yeah, they're basically sand sharks. Think,
Yeah.
okay, think of this. Think of street sharks, what in the sand?
Street Sharks.
Oh, that was a good. Oh, that was a goddamn good series.
Yep.
I love street sharks.
Yeah.
But anyway, but yeah, that and okay, I gotta talk about actually the next scene that we're talking about. The well done steaks scene is what I'm calling it because that is actually a thing you do in the game. You have to make well done steaks, which is really like, and I'm liking how they did it too, which is like I can imagine them doing it, and I can imagine the music playing, dun 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 dun, and like when you get the well done steak, because when you get the well done steak, it's a good thing because you get your stamina up. It's it's a lifesaver. It is
Yeah.
such a lifesaver.
Yeah, I like how they did all the cooking in this movie and really showing the origin of the game and like how they had the pot in there and now you had to crank the
Yeah,
meat.
like I forgot to mention like the healing herbs and stuff like that. I noticed when Tony was when he got like wounded and stuff, he was actually putting like herbs and stuff on him as
Oh
well.
yeah, yeah. I
That's a
like
great
that
callback
too.
because you use herbs in Monster Hunter. You use herbs, you use potions, you craft that stuff. It's really handy. Like yeah, that's a really great callback. Like it's there is so many great callbacks in this movie. Like it's not even like funny. It's just absolutely like attention to detail.
Yeah, you can tell
Yeah,
that Paul W.S. Henderson really did his homework and
yeah. He and the writers and the team they did all their homework probably. And that's probably why it took them a while for this. They did all their homework for this.
yeah.
But yeah, what like what else is there? Oh yeah. The nighttime scene where we see the flagship monster himself. Yeah, fly by the forest.
Oh yeah. My favorite scene in the movie, Rathalos.
Yeah, one of the favorites. But yeah, it's no spoiler at this point. He's the Rathalos. He seeing him just burn that entire oasis. Well, not burn the entire oasis, but actually have those Apsaros panicking. And it was such a scene. Like you just see that huge thing just fly by and just breathe fire. It's like it's like seeing Game of Thrones Drogon when you see him from a distance breathing fire on the field.
Yeah, it was
It's
like
just
the
like
big battle episode at the ending of Game of Thrones, or the finale where uh I guess okay, I'm getting off topic.
it's all right. It's all right.
Alright.
It's like a great. It's still like a great way to like compare that to in a way. But yeah, it was absolutely just mind blowing to me. And of course, like we have to talk about the scene with the admiral and stuff like that. Those characters, even the chef cat, the palico. I forget
Palico,
his
yeah.
I forget his name. I forget his name. I know he's the master chef in Monster Hunter World, which is kind of really cool. I wish they kind of kept his grunting meowing, but no, they just gave him like regular meowing here. But I'm like, it's okay. I kind of prefer his grunting meow. It's like goes row like that, almost like a kind of dog sound,
Yeah.
but in the game. But no, they just kept giving him a normal meow and stuff like that.
Yep.
But the admiral, he was actually a pretty cool dude, and it kind of shows that in their world they do speak a different language, and how the admiral himself has like made a translation of our series. So and how it kind of shows that hey, he's talked with our people before, so it's kind of like it's kind of like a thing that he knows from our history and stuff like that, which is interesting. And then of course now at this point I think we best describe the sky tower now, how he thought it was, or how the ancients thought it was.
Yeah.
In I will say this, in Monster Hunter there always has been an ancient race, supposedly. No one knows what happened to them. They're just used to being an ancient race. Sometimes there always has been that kind of ancient race in that storyline. However, um, there has been, which is just really really interesting, a way in how it it used to be like a portal to connect the worlds. Like, what did our people and their people do?
Yeah.
Was the question, with a monster infested world with things that can basically tear apart the planet in a way.
Mhm.
Like that is the big $1 million question. Like, so we now know that the lightning in the sky, the way the temple tower is, and the way the stones are, it's creating a temporal portal crossing time and space to get to our world, into their world as well, which is interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like the final when they were setting out in the morning, when they're actually like going out, like the Admiral, Melina, and Tony and everyone else, they were going out. I liked when they were going because it really gave me a sense of feel like, yeah, this is another part of Monster Hunter. You have to explore your surroundings. You have to go to different areas, search stuff, and to climb to that temple. Holy cow! And the final, well, not really the final battle, but the final battle with the Rathalos, which was really, really interesting because you didn't see it until it landed and you heard the roar. And I was like, oh my God, that is so cool looking. We got a Rathalos finally in a cinematic look. And the way how it looked was just absolutely amazing. I love the coloring for it.
Yeah. I love the amazing look of the Rathalos. The attention to detail that they did on all the monsters were really good in this film.
Yeah,
And
absolutely.
yeah,
I feel like that's what they dedicated most towards, that fans would like it.
yeah,
Yeah, I feel like that's like a really, really like good idea, like for like monster fans to enjoy that kind of thing, which I think is really, really cool and all that. But yeah, the Rathalos fight, everyone kept getting. This reminded me, I have to say, everyone kept dying, which was insane. But yeah, it's totally like Monster Hunter One, because the Rathalos, well, much like in Monster Hunter One, the Rathalos stayed in the air a lot, and he could wreck you if you were solo. He could wreck you. I mean, destroy you, and it was not easy.
I bet it
But yeah,
wasn't, dude.
Oh, you better what?
It wasn't easy.
No, no, it's not because this guy he kept flying to different areas. You can't soloing it's hard because you can't even get a good strike in him. Like, yeah, you have to definitely analyze the move set of these monsters.
Well, I don't know about any of the old games. I just came in Monster Hunter World, so.
Yeah, you came in Monster Hunter World, whereas I played number one. I played a little bit of Freedom Unite on the PSP. I didn't have a PSP. I borrowed my buddy's PSP at that time, and I played Try, which came on the Wii. I played Try Ultimate, which came out on the Wii U. Or well, it came out on the Wii U and the 3DS. That's when they switched. That's when I think they first went to 3DS, and then 4 Ultimate, which went to the 3DS as well. Which I don't think it was a bad idea that it went to the 3DS. It made me change my weapon system because depending on the console, I couldn't like really use my great sword or I could use my long sword, but I just couldn't really like use a great sword with that console. Like I gave up my defense obviously, but I built up my armor and weaponry and stuff to get that.
Yeah, but I'm excited to get into an actual Nintendo one with Rise coming out next year.
Rise is definitely piquing my interest. Graphics wise, it seems dumbed down compared to World. I'm not gonna let that disappoint me, but I'm
Well,
kind
it's
of
a
like curious.
Nintendo one. They can't
It's
really
Nintendo.
do anything with the Nintendo ones because it's not really graphically there yet.
Nah, I don't think that's the point of Nintendo. I think the point of Nintendo is to have fun with it somehow.
Yeah,
That's what I think the point is. Anyway, we're getting off topic. But anyway, we're going back on topic because I'm gonna put in another edit screen of a monster saying, "What are you doing? You're supposed to be talking about this movie." Anyway,
yeah.
um, anyway, but yeah, when Melina finally like gets back to her world, I'm surprised she didn't like just. I don't know if she. I know she fell, but it seems like when she went through the portal, I don't know if she fell from a very high altitude or it just suddenly just dropped her there, and she's like just feels very. But that was like I thought it was like what's gonna happen now, and then the portal opens again as soon as she's on the chopper, and then the Rathalos comes through. I was like, oh
Oh
no,
yeah,
now
that was
now
a really cool
now we're screwed.
scene, dude. Yeah, it was like,
I was like, it came and its teeth just crushed the cockpit as it was just holding on, and you just see it throw the cockpit. I'm just like, wow,
that was the
this
best scene in the movie,
that
hands
was
down.
yeah, exactly. One of the best scenes in the movie was that because it shows you that the Rathalos does not screw around. This is an aerial creature for a reason. It fights in the air. And it's just absolutely amazing how the way he was moving, how he took out the tanks, how he took out the people all in the army, and we were seeing like bullets, like actual conventional weapons, like being used on this thing. It was obviously not hurting him, but it was obviously stunning him because it wasn't working very much against him. Like we just saw him just obliterate a chopper, and I think I'll say this: my favorite scene was when the plane like flew over. You could see at a ground level, you could see the shadow of the Rathalos, and then as soon as the plane like goes over the shadow, the shadow like comes over the plane. I'm like, that's really cool. And then you just see the claws on the wings, and he just rips the wings off the plane like it's
Yeah,
nothing. Like it's nothing.
that was another great
Holy
part of, like, showing the power of the Rathalos. I think they did a really good job of showing, like, you don't want to mess with this thing.
no, you don't. No, you don't want to mess with it in general. Like that was master rank carnage right there.
Yeah,
Master rank, and I'm telling you, master rank does not mess around.
nope.
No, it does not.
It
I'll
does
say
not
that for
mess
sure.
around.
You will get your butt whooped. You will get your butt whooped in master rank. But yeah, yeah, especially like I loved how like I love the interesting thing of like how are we going to give this thing a weakness other than people? Because in the game, you just bash it around. You bash its head. You can bash its wings. You can chop off its tail. You can stun it. You can flash bomb it and stuff like that. And like what's really interesting is like how they said the one weakness is in the throat, which I thought was really cool just before it breathes fire. That was kind of a throwback to me for Reign of Fire, because the only way they were going to kill that male dragon in Reign of Fire was by magnesium tipped C4 arrow, and had to shoot it with a crossbow right into the mouth of the dragon. And I'm like, nice. And so when Melina actually took the shot, I was like, oh my god, that was pretty cool how it ignited the fumes. Like you could see in the mouth of it how it was trying to ignite, and then you see as it exploded, it ignited the flames in down into the throat, and then it exploded. I thought that was a really, really good attention to detail right there.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah.
So,
Sorry, I had to take a drink of water there. Yeah. I thought like yeah, I thought that was really cool. And then like it just and then we thought it was dead, and then it just came back to life somehow. Well, no, I don't think she just dealt the finishing blow into it. And then the hunter, or Tony, I'd say, he just came in being a marksman archer at that point. Like holy crap,
yeah.
he nailed it. He finished it off. All right, now I think, do we want to talk about the ending monster?
Yeah, let's talk about when they get back to the world.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. I think they're gonna. I believe, and this is going with my theory that they might make another movie. I believe they'll go back and they'll try to shut down the Sky Tower and
Oh,
somehow
I
they
hope
might
they
make.
do make another movie.
I absolutely want to see. I want to see more monsters. Are you kidding me? I want to see more monsters.
Yes.
But yeah, like that last monster that they were going to fight, or they probably will kill it if they survive, is the Goamagala. That was the title monster from Monster Hunter 4. And I call this Tooth Night Fury Hardcore for a
Yeah.
reason. So
Toothless,
when
baby.
when when I'm editing this, I'll put a picture of what the Golemagala actually looks like in footage and in game footage. He's got two rage modes, which is infuriating. But you can knock him out of the second rage mode by hitting his horns and breaking them, and you can knock him out of that rage mode, which is pretty useful.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
he is.
I like in the movie where they get on top of the monster and the monster shakes them around. That was really a part of the game. That's really a part of the game. That's what the monsters do in the game. And I'm glad they
Yeah.
uh added that into the movie.
Yeah, I thought the ending, how they were all going to attack him, that was just like the beginning of every Monster Hunter cinematic intro almost, where they go to attack the monster. That is how you end a Monster Hunter movie, in my opinion. I think that's how you should end one.
Yeah.
Like, because that was just absolutely phenomenal. Like, I wouldn't say like this ranks up with like Godzilla, but it's still a pretty good movie to me. It's still pretty good. Like, I think it's one of Paul Wes Anderson's best works, in my opinion.
Hot take, I like the first American Godzilla movie that came out in
Mhm.
2014, but
Oh yeah.
I didn't like King of Monsters.
What? You didn't like King of Monsters?
Nope.
Oh, come
To
on,
me, it
man.
was
That was
not enough Godzilla in that movie.
what? There was a lot of Godzilla in that movie in 2019.
I
There
don't
was a
know,
lot of Godzilla.
I don't know. Maybe I gotta rewatch it again. But anyway,
Yeah.
yeah,
Anyway,
that's my hot take.
yeah, your hot take. Yeah. But yeah, that was pretty much like it was the the whole movie made you feel like you went on an adventure with Monster Hunter.
The whole
Like,
movie of Monster Hunter really felt like you were in the game, except for the beginning scenes in the
mhm.
desert with them being soldiers.
Yeah,
But you gotta get
except for
it
that part.
somewhere.
Yeah,
I
you got
mean, they
you.
did a lot of the Transformers tropes, like with the like, oh, we're tough. Oh, we're gonna have witty lines because we're trying to um emulate Transformers.
Yeah, yeah. We're trying to like. Well, they're trying to be obviously be tough, of course. Like they're trying to be like they're soldiers. Like they can't assume like they can't assume like if they got back and like say, oh hey, we were in a world of monsters. Not everyone is going to believe that they were in a world of. They're going to either classify that information or something like
And,
that. They're going to.
and I know you gotta start somewhere, but I really thought they should have just stick with the boats and the characters on the Monster Hunter side of things.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I agree there. Like that would have been a really interesting thing if it was just that world in itself, not bringing in someone. Don't get me wrong. This movie was fine with bringing Melina to this world, how she survives, how she learns, how she adapts to it, which is amazing. Um, it's absolutely incredible and crazy. Like, but
Mila
yeah,
was fine, but
yeah,
like as I I just think they could have brought her in a better way to the world. And,
yeah. I mean, to be fair, she was a like a ranger, which is awesome.
yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I thought that was just really awesome and stuff like that. But yeah,
So that
um,
being said, I have a rating system on my channel where I give it five, uh, 1 out of 5 stars. One
all
being the
right,
worst, five being the best. So
all right. So what do we think? What are overall we thinking, Ryan?
I think I would give it a 4.
4? I
Yep,
respect that actually. I believe you're right. I believe a respectable 4
four
is
stars.
in that regard. A respectable 4. And in case you guys don't know, there is a star rating for the quests as well. So it's kind of perfect that we're gonna give it a 4-star rating as well, because this was a 4-star ranked quest
Four
in a
star
way.
rank quest.
Oh my god, that's actually perfect. I'm gonna have fun editing this.
Oh yeah. Well,
It's gonna be so much fun.
thank you, buddy, for being here with me and talking about
Yeah,
this movie. And
yeah, no problem. Hopefully we get to start and keep. In case you guys don't know, Ryan and I we're gonna be doing some really cool stuff on our channels, or probably just something entirely different. But who knows? Ideas for the future and all that.
yes,
We are going to be doing. Yeah,
more
go ahead.
collabs coming your way, and more podcasts coming your way on the
Definitely more
Ryan.
podcasts.
Yeah, on the
But yeah, we're
Ryan
gonna.
Wolfgang and the Keegs cosplay on our channel. I don't know what you're gonna do, but I'm gonna do more podcasts.
Yeah, I'll probably do more video edits as well. Like, of course, I've got like 2 videos up already. They're skyrocketing already for despite being Monster Hunter videos I edited, but they're skyrocketing
Yes.
already for
Go
sense of purpose.
subscribe to Keegs cosplay.
Yep.
I
And
would
also,
highly
guys,
recommend it.
make sure to check out our discords for any information as well, Ryan's and mine both, because we're both in each other's discords as well, so we kind of give each other information of what's going on and stuff like that.
Yes. Please check out our discords. Please check out our communities. Come play
Yep.
with us. Come
Yep.
watch our videos. Come chat with us.
Or if you guys want to do a podcast with us, we are welcome to have you guys in. You don't have to say no. If you feel shy, that's all right. But if you guys want to talk with us, it's okay, because we're this is a nerd community for a reason. We're all feel free to share each other's opinions and stuff like that.
We're all nerds on the
Yep.
inside.
Yep.
So,
But anyway, you can like, comment, subscribe to join his wolf pack, and you can like and comment and subscribe to join my 501st. If you guys don't get those references, you really don't know your Star Wars.
yeah.
I'll say that. All
Uh,
right.
yeah. So, thanks everybody for watching this video, and go check us both out. Links are in the description, and we'll see you in the next one. Bye.
See you later. Bye.